Hi, this is Atmir with the US stock highlights here on Share Talk. It's Tuesday, the 5th of January, starting off with the Acst Pharma, where there's been another gap to the upside, following on from the one last month, which really alerted us to this situation. And the view at this stage is that at least while we're above last month's initial resistance at 41 cents and the floor of the latest gap as well, we should hopefully head up to what was the support on the way down in August, around the 65 cents level. So above 40 up to 65 hopefully as soon as the end of this month, perhaps going into February, but hopefully the end of this month for Acst. On to a stock which is new, I think, in the near term, Avgr Inc. And here we've got a similar setup to, I suppose, the one we've seen at Acst, with the gap through the gap off the lows, in this case through the 200-day moving average, a V-shaped bull flag above the 200-day line, which is again normally a positive in terms of the price action, and resistance line projection from March last year heading up towards the $1 level. That target valid at least while we hold above recent resistance for the stock around the 52 cents level, so above 52 cents neckline resistance up to hopefully $1 for Avgr, and that should be seen as soon as the end of this month. Onto a stock which is again a relatively new name for us in this particular sweep, Adxs. Here we've got a break of that resistance line there from July, and also the late December peak at 45 cents. Above that on an end of day close basis, we're looking for the top, we're looking for that June resistance line projection, and the top of the range that month as well towards 80 cents. So the current setup is above 45, hopefully up to 80 cents on Adxs. Stock which I looked at very recently, maybe even it was yesterday, I can't remember that far back, is Jagx. In this case, we can see that the stock has rocketed in terms of the price action, that we were very encouraged by the gap through neckline resistance the last time we looked at the shares, which was probably yesterday. That was at 86 cents, and we were looking for up towards $2 if we stayed above 86 cents. Obviously, we've shot over the runway on this occasion, and the view at this stage is that while we're above today's intraday low at $1.83, we could head as high as $3.50 as soon as the end of this month on Jagx. So that's very much fulfilled the bullish promise that we've had to start the week. The other area to look at here, I suppose, is the $2.37 initial 2020 resistance. If we get a decent end of day close above that, then obviously that would be an added plus point for the shares. And if you're not in the stock, maybe you could wait for that to be broken before targeting the $3.50 area. Next situation is one that has all the hallmarks of a bullish scenario, or at least the start of a bullish scenario after an extended negative sweep for the shares, Acst Maritime. Here we've got the shares basically holding or breaking a resistance line on the daily chart from back in July. The floor of that resistance line around the 18 cents level, and while we're above that, hoping for a top of August trend channel target as high as 32 cents, and that would be hopefully meeting with the 200-day moving averages falling there towards that zone. So hopefully by the end of the month we could see the shares at 30 cents plus relatively comfortably on Acst Maritime. Next stock is one that I have looked at before and is making progress, Gritstone Oncology. Great fan, obviously, of anything in the therapeutics pharma area at the moment. Gap through the 200-day moving average at $4.53, and above that on an end-of-day close basis, we had the target as high as the July resistance line projection at $5.80, let's call it. If we can break through that an initial high that we've had today around the $5.80 mark on an end-of-day close basis, the next level up could be as high as $10 or even $11 by the end of next month, especially the way that things are going at the moment. So looking very strong indeed for Gritstone, and really only back below the 200-day line, really delaying the upside scenario after two gaps to the upside in recent weeks. Next up, a stock which I see has been highlighted by some of the mainstream media today, which is interesting. Jaguar Health. Have liked the stock, if only on the basis of the name, which reminds me of the car. But here we've got the shares gapping up at the end of last month through the 73 cents level, finding support there. Then the latest push has been through the December peak at $1.29. And really, while we're above that, looking for further significant gains. We've already hit the $1.70 area, which was the optimistic target over the near term, and we could see the shares make a fresh leg to the upside up to that July or August 2019 resistance line projection at $4, hopefully as soon as the end of the next month. But the upside scenario, $4, valid while we hold above the $1.80 area, which is that broken resistance line from February last year. On to Ltbr, which is an interesting setup in terms of the latest way it's breaking through the line of resistance from May. Let's call that around the $5.10 area. And above that, on an end of day or end of week close basis, we're looking towards the top of a rising trend channel from October last year at $10, hopefully to be hit as soon as the end of next month. At this stage, only really back below the 200-day moving average around $4.10, really delaying the upside scenario after what has been quite an extended basing period for the shares. Stock which has been highlighted here a few times now and is starting to look worthy of that inclusion. We have Naked Brand Group. Here the situation is that we are, I suppose, just hitting the resistance of the near term, so gapping through towards the 200-day moving average. That's around 39 cents. So end of day, end of week close above that, and we're looking for hopefully the 50 cents area over the rest of January. The upside valid while we hold at least above that late November peak at 25 cents. So above 25, looking for 50 overall on Naked Brand Group. Next stock is one which is, I think I covered yesterday as well, the 9, which is a rather strange name, obviously. Here we had the shares gapping through the 200-day moving average. That was around the $5.10 level. Amazing push since then in percentage terms, and still hit the top of the broadening triangle that I've drawn from last March and post-2020 resistance at $12. Hopefully as soon as the end of this month. If you're looking for a near-term stop loss, probably the best you could get at the moment is an end-of-day close back below $8.10, which was yesterday's intraday peak. Just a couple of stocks to go now. Both I think we've covered before. Transocean Limited. This looking very healthy. A nice gap through the 200-day moving average in November. Sideways shuffle, a bit of a shakeout there with a gap down, but shares have closed back above the low of that day, which was $2.43, and above $2.43 on an end-of-day close. We have our buy signal, which could take the shares up towards the top of the June rising trend channel at $4.50, hopefully as soon as the end of this month. Stop loss at the moment, I suppose, back below recent support, late December support in the $2.10 area. Finishing off with another of my personal favorites, the sort of the small share price stocks here, below $1, and in many cases below even 50 cents. In this case, we've had Zomedica hit a target we've been waiting for a little while now, maybe a couple of months. We've got this the shares hitting that August resistance line projection at 53 cents, and we could still try and see the shares break through that 60 cents zone on a weekly close above the 50 cents area. The next target up probably, if we can clear 50 cents on a sustained basis, would be up towards that April 2000 or May 2019 resistance line projection as high as 87 cents. And at this stage, only back below the initial May resistance of last year at 35 cents, really delaying the upside scenario. That's it for me today. More updates tomorrow.